Mm, your collar's backwards. Anywho, well, we had to talk about it. You were not listening. Well, I told you to take a seat. I told you to take a seat. Thank you. Okay. Oh, don't give me that look. Don't. You're supposed to behave out there. No chasing bunnies. Okay. Okay. Don't you purr at me. And then and no birds. Okay. Crazy. So welcome back to the Twin Cities, St. Paul, Minnesota, the capital city. We can start with this railing right here. This is a torch design on this post. Just got a ball on top, and that's not uncommon. We see that symbolism often. These torches and all sorts of different symbols. Huge wall. This beautiful railing, this old railing, stands on top of, and it's got the city name etched into it. This is a custom design. This is all iron. This is all iron, and very good work. And these are all rivets, and these are all rivets, baby. And these are all rivets and plates. And this is the same thing down here with washers, rivets and plates and rivets. And look at the damage. Look at the damage. That's now don't just scream rust. I see the rust, but this is added material here. Now, rust is a condition that deteriorates material away, lessens it, not adds to. Look at this, like baklava in here. There's air between. It has wafered out. This is like baklava. Let's get focus right there. See, air between. This is heat damage. This is heat damage. I see the rust. The rust is happening now because there's water getting in there now between all those little layers. But this is heat damage. This is heat. This is a plate and rivet design. That's old world. This is a plate and rivet design. See? And it's beautiful and it's heat damaged severely. Well, not severely, just on that one plate, the joining plate there. But this is a weld. They were welding as well. Or maybe not. Maybe they manifest this stuff. I don't know. There's too much of it. I'm up for anything, but this is ridiculous. They did so much, and how'd they do any of it? How'd they do any of it? So, the wall, they redressed the wall somewhat recently with these new outer casing blocks, but uh, we can look at the inside and what's on the inside remaining on this wall, because it was here. See the mess they made all around this. They just recently did the outer casings of this. And look at the inside. Look at the inside. Those bricks were perfect. They're limestone now, yes, but if you're gonna tell me that they built a wall that is 35 feet high at the end of it, with meatballs and potatoes like that on the inside, and they built it with a wall this big, that would be so stupid and dangerous. That'd be so stupid and dangerous to build a wall like with that inside, that big, and to build it that big. Give me a break. Now watch this carefully. There's a train bridge on the right, and it goes right betwixt the big bridge right there, going across the river. They both go across, but look at this. Betwixt the other one. They're designed together. And not only that, it sweeps a bend betwixt the other bridge. It's making a bend. And then that's a dock bridge. So let's take a look at this up close. We're going to see that it's a dock bridge. It has a lift mechanism, like the aerial lift bridge for boats to go underneath, and then trains go across the damn thing. They still use it today. All these folks paying no mind to me. I'm sitting here waving and dancing around. Now there's the Robert Street Bridge, Raspberry Island over there. There's the bridge down there. And there's a section of gunite. They just gunited over a section right there of some damaged infrastructure attached to the wall. This wall had attached, this is the city wall right there, the city on top of it, or fastened into it rather. And there was all sorts of attachments. There's another one right there. We saw that one morning. We went and saw that building right there. And let's take a look at that quickly. Now, can you see this now it's limestone. We know how this stuff is formed, this gray potato crisp limestone. But you see some of the bricks still remaining right there. We were up here. We've seen this before, up close. And there's more bricks than the ones you see there still in this structure. But it was an all brick structure, with the cement renderings and all. It's the same thing. But look what's happened here. We got bricks turned to limestone. Now, let me drop these labels. We have bricks turned to limestone over here. These are all bricks turned to limestone. Bricks turned to sandstone right there. Straight sandstone. And then there's still some remaining, some bricks in here still remaining. So You got all sorts of things happening here, but it was all just one red brick building at one time. Um, but now it's got all sorts of things happening. Sandstone in the middle of it. Sandstone. Okay, in the middle of the building. This is heat damage. This is heat damage. Um, so that's that. That's that. And just sandstone, limestone, and bricks still remaining. And likely that section on the right that they gunnited over was probably the same, probably something similar, another building like that. The same wall just up past the bridge. Same wall, just a little further up the street. Just right up here. We're gonna go right up the street here. Okay, same wall, same wall. A lot more damage on this side. There still are red bricks that remain in this wall, in this section, the damaged section here. Red ones too. And then this other bridge. And we've gone over this 1,000 times, and we'll do it again right now. We'll do it again right now, baby. This is so blatantly obvious. You have to see this one if you haven't seen it. So let's do it again. It won't be long. And then we'll go take a look at that dock bridge. I'll show you that sucker. A work of art in the background. It's all works of art. But look at how these bridges join. Perfectly level right here. These two bridges over here. Look how they join. So I can get a better shot than that. Look at the columns. Look at the columns. Okay, so if anyone's on the fence about the meltology thing, especially those who have been on site and who have worked on site, construction, what have you, what's wrong here? Take a look. Do you see anything wrong? Okay, let's go over this. There's a park on top. Good old folk are up here. Good old folk are up here reading the newspaper. There's a fountain up there. There's sidewalks and streets and lots of people. In the middle right here, you drive through it. It takes you from downtown up a little bit higher, all the way down here to the water level, where the river is on Shepherd Road. So it takes you from downtown all the way down to like ground level. This is and there's a park on top. Now look at the columns. Look at those columns. Let's zoom in. First of all, you can't even tell the difference between what material is which. The stuff in the middle between them and the columns themselves. Because they've all melted together. Look at the columns. And look at the columns. Can you see what's going on here? Now, if you're going to tell me that they built a bridge like this, with one column way up here, this one a little bit further down, this one way down here, this one up here, this one a little bit further down, this one way further down, this one just up here, we'll make this one short. We'll make these ones short and this one a little bit longer over here. What would happen if you did that? What would happen if you did that? That's right, the bridge would come crashing down, and all those folk up on top reading the newspaper and what have you, sitting around the fountain, would all come crashing down on the floor, and they'd all be dead. They'd all be dead. And no, they did. This bridge did at one time. These columns did, and they still do inside of that melted mess. But they went all the way down to a flat and level foundation. This is a bridge. This is a bridge. This has to be sound. You know what? And I want to know who inspects this bridge and passes it for inspection. It has to get passed for inspection every now and again. Who does it? Because they obviously know building, correct? And they don't see anything wrong here. They don't see anything wrong here. They don't see anything wrong here. Give me a break. So there's more folks involved with this that know than many of us may be aware of. Because somebody has to inspect this. And that person would definitely know. If you know a building, this ain't right. You cannot build a bridge, of all things, a bridge on uneven columns and an uneven foundation. No, you cannot. What this material is inside of here is likely a lower tiered wall that was in there that just completely melted out and melted together with the columns. It was probably a wall that teared down, is what it looks like. There was a wall in front of that. And so that's pretty ridiculous. Let's move on to the dock bridge now. I mean, just give me a break. Okay. Now look at this sweeping bend. Look at the sweeping bend. Now watch this. We're under the bridge because this bridge comes betwixt the other one just to show off. Like Gotham City under here with these rivets. Like Gotham City under here with these rivets. And this is all plate. This is all plate and rivet design. Look at the condition of this, of these piers in a moment here. Let me try to pause. I'll get a good look at this. But this is all plate and rivets. That's a lot of work. This is in terrible condition. I'll try to get a shot here. I'll show you. So first of all, you got that is one of the piers. The crack all the way through it. So it's just basically sitting on top of nothing. It's just sitting there loose. And they run trains over this today still. They still run trains over it today and lift this mechanism and everything. And the whole thing is plate and rivet. All of it. The girders, the beams, the mechanism on top is all plate and rivet design. Which that would be so much work. I don't even understand how this would even be so. Let's move on. Look at the condition of these piers. Look at this. And they run it today still. Even that bridge ain't doing so hot. It's worse in other areas. And this is all plates and rivet. And look at the fanciness up there. Holy smokes. You have to be kidding me. And this is damaged too. Let's pause. Let's pause here. Notice the edge. This went all the way down. The other piers still do. This went all the way down flat and all the way up here as well. That's how that pier used to look. And all this material here was flat all the way down too. There's all this chipped stuff here. Yeah, look at this damage. And they run trains over this sucker today. Big ones too. The front of it, crumbling to dust. Crumbling to dust. And we can't get a focus. Hang on. So look at the front of it now. And look at this one that look at this. Look at this here. Look at all this. Okay, so let's continue. Just in rough shape. Very damaged. And it's from the event. It's not deterioration. It's not just erosion. No, it's not. There's nothing coming off of it now. There's nothing eroding off of it now. I don't see anything coming off of it whatsoever. And look at all this. The mechanism too. All plate and rivet design. All the girders and beams. Plates and rivets. Plates and rivets. Look at all the rivets. Look at like Gotham City under here. Like Gotham City with these rivets. And I don't get it. These have to be pounded out. This is not a one-man job, the rivets. You gotta drill them out first. You gotta have one guy get it in there and the other guy on the other side pound it out, jack it out. With machinery. And they have to jack it out. Every last one of those rivets. That's ridiculous. I mean, how is this even so? Look at the damage. It's a rebar and concrete design on some of this stuff, these piers. The main ones in the river seem like they're brick, rendered with cement. And this is just a lot of work. Every one of those rivets has to be drilled out, and two guys on each rivet to get each rivet done. It takes two men on each rivet, and there are thousands of them. So yeah, that's sitting on that. That ain't looking so good. There's like a gate in there. And that's all the concrete lining of the river. It's all just concrete and bricks in there. Concrete and cement and bricks. And limes and chunks of limestone, because that's what the bricks turn into in the event. There's an old gate right there. It fell off this. Now let's go around and look at just the view behind me. Okay. Rough shape with the rebar sticking out. Now look at this picturesque view. This picturesque view. We're under the arch. This one's sweeping this dock bridge sweeping a bend. Makes this beautiful view. These picturesque views, and that's how all these cities were designed. So as to showcase buildings and to give these beautiful picturesque views of some of the. It's just ridiculous. This is too much. Look at all this. when you're standing here, how beautiful this is. And that was on purpose. They sent that bridge in a sweeping bend betwixt the other one so that it would do that. So that it would look pretty when you stand here. That's so that just shows it's all designed together. It's all one design. It's not just building over time and they came here and they built and they kept building more and more. No, 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 no. This was all built at once, all together to be pretty and to function and work all together. Not just this guy bought this and built here and he built there and then the city suddenly appeared. That's ridiculous. But I love you all and take care. I love you all. See you soon.